Hello, everyone. This is John Pacoon. Welcome to the Sales Success Spotlight. This week's episode features success stories directly from our sales professionals. Enjoy.
Hello, I'm Lily Pope, and I've been with First American Title for 9.5 years. I work with the attorney segment in the Chicago Loop. As you all know, it's part of our job in Illinois to register attorneys as agents with First American Title. Getting an attorney to register implies that he will do business with us, but getting that registration is not even half the battle. The real battle begins in forming those relationships that turn into orders. So imagine what goes through your head when you meet this very sweet, kind, 83-year-old attorney who is still practicing every day, who agrees to register. You're thinking, how many orders can he really provide? He says he doesn't do a lot of real estate. Well, I was sitting in his office and he's chatting me up about the old times, and eventually I got all of his information for the DFI registration. I was there longer than anticipated, but was all in the name of forming relationships with him. 2 weeks after he was approved, he called me to say he had an order for me and asked if I would place it for him. Of course. 4 days later, he called me again and said, "Lily, I have another order for you. Can you take care of it for me?" Of course I can. You see, he didn't have a computer at his desk, nor did he even have a typewriter. But of course I was more than happy to take care of the order. The very next day, you guessed it, he had another order for me. Now 2 of these orders have already closed, and the third one is well on its way. The bonus in this whole story? His daughter works for a very large firm in my territory and primarily does real estate. He's going to make a phone call for me and ask her to hear me out to see what First American Title has to offer. I guess it just goes to show you that you never judge a book by its cover, no matter how old it is. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.
Hey John, this is Johnny Lantz, and I'm privileged to sell for First American over in the East Orlando market. And I just want to talk to you real quick about one cool way I was able to help gain a new customer. So I have one of my close agents send me each morning all the brand new listings that have come on the market that day in my territory. I typically give them a call. I say, hey, congratulations on the new listing. And I tell them, hey, if I'd love to put together a property-specific personalized closing cost quote for you and your sellers. And typically what I found is they don't usually turn that down because I tell them, look, I'm going to do it. It's going to look like you did it. You can give it to the sellers. It's a great idea of, how much they're going to net if they were to close with us. I go into cost first. I plug in all their info, and they love it. So with this guy, I gave him a call. I did that. He loved it. The next couple of days, he was calling me and said, hey, I'm going to have an open house this Saturday. Is there anything that you can do to help? So I showed him one of the cool resources we have to the marketing site, which is the open house feedback flyer. And so I had told him, hey, stop by the office. Let's get some. I'll have some in your hands. So he came in the office. He grabbed it. He loved it. He took it to the open house. Asked him what time it was going to be. He said it was going to be at 10 o'clock on Saturday. I said, well, what time are you going to be there to get out your signs? He said around 9:45. I said, okay, great. I didn't tell him I was going to meet him there. And then just that Saturday, I kind of showed up. I surprised him at 9:45. I helped him put all the signs out for him, which he loved. And since then, we've gotten 2 deals from him. And he's starting to work with an investor who runs a small non-for-profit where she's buying 10 to 20 properties. She fixes them up, flips them. He's the listing agent on all of them. So just because of that one little thing, it's now going to lead to probably at least 10 to 20 deals down the road this year just from that agent. So I thought that I'd share that.
Hi everyone, Francesca Centone here from King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. Today I want to share a success story about a RE/MAX realtor I was prospecting for almost 2 years. She was a really tough nut to crack. I tried everything from phone calls, drop-ins, invitations to networking events, and happy hours. Nothing seemed to get her attention. Coincidentally, I joined a networking group where she was a member. I had no idea she was part of the group, nor did she know that I was looking to join. When we shook hands at the event, she heard my name, she knew exactly who I was, and even commented on my persistence. After this chance meeting, I was able to secure my first appointment. She's my type of realtor because she's professional, organized, positive, and loyal. We started working together about a month later, and she's been an exemplary client ever since. After we closed our third deal, I followed up and asked what she thought of our service. She said she was thrilled and told me she wished she would have tried us sooner. I always ask my clients for referrals and thought now would be a good time. I asked her once without any success. I asked a second time and she seemed more open to the idea. The third time I asked for introductions to specific people in her office. A few days later, my phone rang. It was one of the realtors on my list. During our first phone conversation, I asked a very basic question. What type of client do you work with? She told me she works with several different types of clients, but primarily of Asian descent. A light bulb went off for me. Her business is based upon multicultural clients, and with the help of our strategic markets team, I knew that I'd be able to help her in her business. I asked if she was at her computer. She said yes, so I directed her to our Multicultural Resources website. She was blown away that we had such a product available and cannot wait to incorporate not only the Chinese marketing materials into her buyer presentations, but also our Vietnamese and Japanese marketing pieces. There are two themes to this message. The first is warm referrals have much shorter turnaround time. The second is persistence. The door to this top producing office just opened up a little bit wider for me and my team because of this warm referral. Thanks for watching.
A big thank you to Lily, Johnny, and Francesca for sharing their success stories with us this week. I love Lily's advice to not judge a book by its cover. In her case, obviously, she was talking about the fact that she had a prospect who probably graduated from law school in the mid-1950s, and she took the time, as she said, to chat it up with the gentleman, to form a relationship, and now has a new customer who's given us multiple orders and got a great referral out of it. So great job, Lily. I was impressed with Johnny's declaration that one little thing made a big difference. Of course, he was referring to the fact that he went out on a Saturday morning at 9:45 to his prospect's open house and assisted him with putting his signs up. That extra mile, or miles in Johnny's case, most likely, in addition with his resource matching of the resources we have to what his prospect needed previous to this, has led to a customer who will probably give us up to 20 orders this year. So great job, Johnny. And then finally, I admire Francesca's theme of persistence and warm referrals have a much shorter turnaround time. She was able to finally snag a prospect after a couple of years, turn that into a warm referral, and then by asking one question, was able to match the referral to our strategic market initiative, and that should create additional business for Francesca as she goes forward. So once again, thank you so much to you three. You did a fantastic job. I look forward to receiving more stories from others in the coming weeks, and I encourage you to have a fantastic week and go out and create success. Thank you.